Gone on into lift these mountains by myself because there's no one here to help me do this 5. And then I came to Walmart, and Walmart said they have no one here to do it. My question is, where are the black men in America? 6. So where are the black men here in America? It's so sad that female now has to do everything for themselves. Yeah, there are some of us who need the black man to help us out with stuff. But the black men here now, the standards of the men are so low. And I think most of our men have lost their standard and who they are when it comes to helping our females. It's sad. Very sad.
I'm just wondering, where are the men that just want one woman? Like, they're not on the dating apps. Like the men that just want like one woman like forever is
I genuinely don't understand where the tall people at. Where are tall men? Anywhere I go, I can see above the crowd. That's not normal. It's like Snow White and dwarfs, full capacity. And all of them are so sus too. Like, there's no like testosterone coming through your shirt. You're just there like, let's go do blow in the bathroom. I'm sorry, I'm having a drink in your hand like pineapple, strawberry, vodka, soda. That's the reason I stopped going out, and this is a reminder for me today that I should have stayed home.
Can someone please explain to me where the men are? Where are you? Because on these dating apps, I swear to God, they're just women. The men are women. They're so sensitive about everything you say, and they literally are so up themselves that they think you're like so into them when you're just having a conversation. What is your problem? Like, I think you need to get over yourselves, darlings. I really do. You're driving me lesbo. Like, if there's any girls out there, DM me, because I swear to God, these men / women are driving me mental. I feel like I can't even have a conversation with them anymore. Like, literally, they just... You either get the ones that always want to talk about, you know what, it's all they want to talk about, or you get ones that give you dead conversation, never speak. Then you get ones that reply to you hours and hours later. Then you get the ones that don't reply at all. Then you get the ones that just block and ghost you for no reason. Where are the actual serious people, like the serious men that actually want to try and actually make an effort and actually care? Do you know what I mean? Where are those men? It's just a big game to them, and there's people like me that actually take this seriously. They just don't try because they want you to make all the effort. They don't want to make the effort anymore. They want the women to make the effort now. Well, I'm not making the fight anymore. I feel like that's all I ever do is make the effort. How about you be a man and make effort? Having conversations with men should make you feel happy and like not make you feel about yourself. But all they do is just make me feel like myself. I just don't know what's happening. You're not better, and we don't love you after 5 minutes of the conversation. Literally, so done.
So, I have a lot of single friends, and one of the things I often hear is like, there's no men out there, there's no men out there. But statistics says there's a lot of men out there. Question, where are all the men, and why aren't they with the ladies? Questions I need answers for.
I can absolutely not be the only woman looking for them a good man, right? I'm over 40. I have my own house, have my own car, got my shit together. Like, I'm looking for something real, right? I've been lied to, cheated on, treated like a second option, whatever, right? I get hit on all the time. I'm on all the apps. Nothing pans out. It ain't worth my time. But scrolling TikTok, I see you fine ass creatures that look like you have been created in heaven and you're waiting to be released. I don't know where you're at. I don't know where the f you're hiding, but you need to bring your ass up out of the bunker that you are in with the rest of the fine ass cowboys, and you need to bring it on over to my front door. Thank you.
So apparently she found her a boo. Congratulations. Listen, and I think this video was posted in late May, and this is saying the 7th of July, 2025. Congratulations. Congratulations. I hope it works out. A dude in the comments said, "You've been asked out on several dates, just not by the men." Just not by the men that you're interested in. And she said correct. She said correct. I mean, so there's men out there giving you attention. I wonder what's disqualifying these men. I think if I remember correctly, her son, her baby boy passed away. It was a young man, and her and her ex, I don't know if that was the reason, but they didn't work out. So once again, rest in peace to the young man. Sorry to read about that, hear about that, listen to that. But if you're looking, if you're out here and you're interested, what about those men don't you like? Why are they not good enough? If you, as well as a lot of other women, are getting asked out on dates and you never find any of them attractive, why not? You're not interested in them? Why not? What is it? Women can literally go through countless men. I'd say, dare I say, like 15, 20, 30 men, they've said, and not find one that's suitable. How?
Grown ass men that don't want to be providers, that don't want to be protectors, that don't want to be givers. Like, my father was a giver. My father was a protector. My father paid all the bills. Like, my mother didn't have to pay nothing. And that's what I come from. Not saying in 2025 it's like that right now, but damn, these don't want to do. These are the noob, okay, in 2025. Men are the noob in 2025. Period. Point blank. They want to live for free. They want to for free. They want to do everything for free. And they expect the women to do everything. Like, everything, y'all. Is
it honestly too much to ask for to find someone who is attentive to somebody else's feelings, is emotionally intelligent, understands how to lead, understands that a provider doesn't just mean financially providing for somebody else, recognizes that another human being actually has characteristics and traits that they need to value just as much as they need to value their own characteristics and values and traits? Is it too hard to ask for somebody who can be very, very pleasant and professional in public and also down and dirty and raunchy in the bedroom? Like, seriously, why is this so challenging to find guys like that? And I know I'm not the only woman who is in this predicament. And all the guys who sit there and are like, well, you have too high of standards. No, but these standards are for myself. If I can attain these standards for myself, why is it so hard to find it in a man who's supposed to be bigger and better than women? I just don't get it.
Guy in the comments said, tried being that guy, wasn't valued. I'll keep my peace. She responds, have you asked yourself why you didn't feel valued by others? Commonly, that is because you didn't value yourself first. If you were seeking it from others in order to make yourself feel valued. Julie, what? What are you talking about? The man said, I tried being the guy, that guy, but I wasn't valued. Do you value yourself? Huh? All right.
These men are everywhere. So it isn't about where do I go to find these men? Because I get that question a lot. Where are these men? Where do I go to find these men? And I say, you don't have to go to any specific place. Yeah, you need to leave your home probably, but you don't have to go to any specific place. What you need to do is you need to go to a different place vibrationally. Okay? Because if you're going to meet your future man, he's not in your present. You need to go to a different place vibrationally in you. You need to go to a different place of healing within you.
However you need to explain it to them, they need to be accountable, fit, feminine, and friendly at the end of the day. Period. A lot of these men will settle for a nice woman. Feminine and friendly. A lot of men will love a feminine and friendly woman. Period.
I just read an article in the New York Times, and it was entitled, "Men, where have you gone? Please come back." So it was written by this woman who lives in Chicago, and she was discussing how she goes out around the town at night and will see like a lot of women and groups of women hanging out and having a great time, but she doesn't see men anywhere, making the argument that they're taking a step back from life. They're staying home, they're on their screens, they're not participating in intimacy, and a lot of them, if you do meet with someone or connect with someone, she specifically used dating apps, I think, that a lot of time these men will like kind of orbit. They'll text you a little bit or call you a little bit, but they'll never ever set up a date or anything like that. And they're saying that this is a problem with men. These types of articles frustrate me so much because, and yeah, I've seen some men do this too, but it lacks so much accountability. Like it takes two to make a society work, and it's lacking a lot of accountability on the part of the woman. Number one, I don't think men have gone anywhere. And yes, even still today, if a man really likes you, he's going to do anything and everything he can to see you, probably as quickly as possible, because he doesn't want anyone else to come and snatch you up. If he's not doing that, I would just assume that he's not that into you and worry about something else, do something else. And if this keeps happening to you over and over, again, I wouldn't go so far as to blame all men. That's when I would start to look inward. How can I improve myself? How can I make myself more attractive to men? By the way, I don't mean more attractive to men by looking like some cookie cutter image. I just mean, do I need to work on my personality? Maybe do I need a hobby? Do I need this? Do I need that? There's so many things that you can do also as a woman. And what I see women do is they have all of these demands of men. He's got to be like this. He's got to be like that. But they don't look inward. And I think we hurt each other as women by not being honest with each other and even holding each other accountable. I can't tell you, like I might have had a breakup or something happened that was completely my fault, and all my girlfriends would be like, "No, you're perfect. Don't do anything to it's his problem." We do that to each other all the time, and it lacks serious accountability. And I think that a generation of women, my generation included, we've become a bit harsh. We've become a bit masculine, and that's off-putting for guys. Even if they can't put their finger on what is it that's off-putting about you, that's what it is. And like every street interview that I see with women like that are out, and what do you think about, we don't need no man. We don't need a man. Men suck. Men can just leave. So again, I think those men are still out there in great numbers that do want to date and do want to have relationships, but they want to do it with the right person. And if you're not connecting, I would check your environment. I would check maybe the people that you're attracted to. I would also think, how can I improve myself? Not just for a man, but just for life in general. Like, how can I improve myself? We're always telling women and telling each other, you're beautiful, you're a queen, you're perfect, you can't do it, you're a special, perfect flower. And I think that ultimately hurts us because it keeps us stagnant and thinking like, oh, we don't have to improve ourselves, we don't have to do anything. One of my favorite stories was this woman, I can't remember how she connected with this guy, but I think they had mutual friends, and she met him and she just immediately was like, oh my gosh, I am so attracted to this guy. I really, really want to date him. But at the time, she was just in a bad place in her life, wasn't feeling good about her appearance, just overall like where she was. So she spent the next year improving herself, and I think she knew she was going to bump into him again somewhere, But anyway, she spent that next year just improving every aspect of her life and sort of got himself to the level that she saw him in. Again, I'm not talking about looks. I'm just talking about your overall person, which you should always be wanting to improve anyway. Anyway, she ended up seeing him and they were together for a really long time, I believe. They might even be married. But the moral of that story is she knew in her head it wasn't really just for him. It was also for her. And at the end of the day, even if he would have met someone else, even if they wouldn't have connected, it was still a total win for her because she improved herself. He was just kind of the catalyst to do that. But for some reason, when it's the opposite, when it's a woman doing that for a man, somehow we see that as oppressive. I don't think that's oppressive at all. I think that's actually the complete opposite. She empowered herself, got what she wanted, but again, even if she didn't get that, she knew I still won because I improved myself greatly.
If you are a guy, I need you to please reach out to me because I literally need you to tell me, a man, I need you to tell me what I'm doing wrong, what I am expecting. I am looking for a man between the ages of, I'm 46, so 36 and 56. I'm looking for a man who has a job. I'm looking for a man that has less than 2 baby mamas. I'm looking for a man who has a vehicle and a place to live. And at this point, my God, I don't even care if you live with your mom. I'm looking for a man who does not smoke, because if you want to do that yourself, that's fine. But I am so allergic to it. Okay, but not cigars, but cigarettes. I'm looking for a man who is masculine. I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about muscles. I'm literally talking about a man who understands that if he's interested in a woman, he connects with her and connects with her regularly, who understands masculine roles of protection and security and safety, who understands masculine roles of communication, affection. I need a man who's affectionate. I don't want somebody who is currently on parole or live in a halfway house. I don't care about your size or your height, but I am very much attracted to black men with facial hair. I don't care if you have hair on top. So again, I'm wondering what I keep doing wrong. Because since November, I think I have gone on approximately 532 dates. So again, if you are a man, please reach out to me and tell me what it is I'm doing wrong. Mind you, I don't really ever look like this, but I've had a very tough day. Oh, they also have to like dogs because I have 2 dogs. Oh, and they actually need to want to have a long-term relationship that could lead to marriage, because that's what I want. I cannot have any more children. So if you want children, then I'm not the woman for you, because I can't have any more. So again, if you are a man, explain to me where the masculine men are. If my expectations are too high, I need to know. Thanks.
Somebody in the comments said, well, first of all, you probably need to cut your list in half, or else you're in fantasy land. Men keep on telling you the same thing over and over again. You don't want to listen. 4s thinking they can get 10s, 2s thinking they can get 8 or above. You guys are in delusional fantasy worlds.
I'm 53.
All right.
And I just can't believe that I'm sitting here, and it has been several years. I think it was over a year I had a date, and then it's been several years since then.
You're 53.
Where are all the good men? I'm tired of being alone. I want to share my life with someone. I am just freaking tired. I want to be in love. I want to share my life with someone. I want to feel the joys. I want to have my hands held. I want to be held. I want to kiss. I want to support. I want to make coffee with that person. I want my person. I want my person. Why is it so hard to find your person? I'm tired.
So, this old lady has the gall to look straight into the camera and ask, where are all the good men? Ma'am. Good, nice men are everywhere and oftentimes in your friend zone. I guarantee this woman 30 years ago, when she was in her prime, wasn't looking for a good man, but instead hightailed the feminist wave of riding a carousel, chasing Rich, Chad, and Tyrone until now she's reaped what she sowed. Loneliness. Now this woman is still beautiful, but because women's market value is intimately tied to her youth, beauty, and fertility, I personally have no sympathy for this woman, and neither should you. Self-awareness and accountability is kryptonite to women. Now, this is a warning to all women, especially millennial women who are almost turning 40, who are prolonging a husband and kids. Now, banks and investors have figured out what to invest in next, and what they found out is by 2030, more than half of women are going to be single and childless and cannot bear children. This article is called Rise of the Sheconomy. Fellas, understand something. Feminism isn't going anywhere. Women will never care to learn about men's imperative and our biological sating strategies. So here's what you do. I've done this a couple of years ago and still continue to. So download and sign up for any investment app and buy shares of a company that creates pet food and wineries. Because what are women going to replace men and children with? That's right. Little cats and dogs, and their kitchen's going to be filled with a lot of wine. So make these 304s financially irrelevant by capitalizing off of their bad decisions. I'm trying to warn them, but if they don't heed the warning, then, I'll still be good, and so will you. Somebody said there's a bear out there somewhere. You ain't.
Shout out to Purple Pill Podcast. A woman in the comments, she said, perspective is everything. Excuse me, miss, you should have figured this out a long time ago. You probably already came across him. That's crazy work. Goodness. Accountability.
All right, so even though I'm the dating coach, let me be honest about something. Because once I decided that I was going to be obedient and actually become abstinent and start healing and focusing on myself and God, I really thought that God was just going to drop me a good man off in my lap. I did. I figured, I've been praying, I've been doing all the different things that people was talking about doing, and I just knew that God was going to reward my obedience. And yes, this was in the early days of me being a dating coach, and I had to learn very early on that you must have faith, yes, but there also must be alignment. And with that comes movement. I always talk about being positively positioned. That includes your mindset first and foremost, because a lot of women don't take the time to evaluate and take inventory of their thoughts. If you have negative things that you often think or even speak when it comes to men today, dating today, love relationships, whatever, that is a seed that is being planted. So I had to make sure that I truly renewed my mind to believe, first of all, that there are good men out there, that good men do exist, and not only that, but that I would actually cross paths with one. Outside of that, it was going further with my faith and not just believing, again, that God was just going to present him to me, but that I truly needed to position myself and be in places and do the things that was necessary for me to connect with good men. First, I started with believing they existed. I had to then believe that I was worthy and deserving of one. Then I had to position myself. I had to get in alignment, and I actually had to take some movement, put some movement behind that faith, and actually have some action that coincided with that faith. Doing that is what actually led me to dating better, attracting a whole new breed of men. And that is how I ended up meeting my guy, the guy that fit my vision, the guy that I never thought I would actually be in a relationship with. My first real relationship, if I can be completely honest, my first healthy one, let's put it that way. And it felt amazing. And I can say that my love story actually came after helping other women. Hey, they say doctors make the worst patients, and even therapists have therapists. So your girl was out here spitting stuff, helping other women, but I had to get myself in alignment. And these are the things that I am now able to help different ladies with. And it is very rewarding knowing that I've been called by God to do this, but I get to help ladies heal. I get to help them review their habits. I get to unpack the trauma from their households so that they are in a better position, so that they date better, that they can actually attract men that they never even knew existed. Good men are out there. If you are saying differently, then that is already an issue. That is a mindset issue. So you have to renew your mind, remove all of those blockages, and do what needs to be done. And if you're saying, hey, I kind of believe you, I need help unpacking this, I want to meet a good man and I want to do the work, then drop a comment or hop in my inbox. Let's do it.
Well, I think just going back to your point about crossing paths with good men, you're always, statistically speaking, probably going to find a good man, right? It's just like you said, alignment. You guys have to figure out if your goals, your visions, your values align, right? And I think, somebody in the comments is talking about, can you elaborate more on movement and action? And she says, absolutely. Movement shows faith. Action reveals expectation. I think that's pretty good. I think a lot of women need to start stepping back and really taking stock of what is actually needed versus what they want. What's a need, a necessity versus a nice to have, right? I think women nowadays, a lot of them need to show openness. They need to be open to a conversation. Back in the day, at least that's how the movies portrayed. If we're going off of that example, a lot of the women were open, right? Even if they would reject a man, probably a second or third time of coming and approaching her, she would be open. It would never be this, or very rarely would it be this, like, oh, don't come up to me, don't talk to me, this, and that. Or if their friends would be like, come on, man, just listen. He's a really good guy. They would never totally, completely, that I remember, shut off communication. Like all full stop communication, right? And then, surprise, surprise, he would come up back into her life. And you're like, I'm open to it right now. I'm ready for it, right? But then also, it wouldn't be this until I'm open to it. I'm riding on the carousel. So I think back in the day, at least as it is reported, you see a lot of this stuff, this weird stuff going on online with women. So you know exactly what they're doing versus women back in the day who moved a little bit differently. Okay. And they were a little bit more open, a little bit more welcoming. Like they said, they were willing to drop the handkerchief so a man could come and approach them. And they would do the dance. They would play the game. And that's how you would flirt. That's what the banter would be like. Nowadays, you don't have a lot of women, modern women that like to do that type of stuff. And so it doesn't matter how many times you pray to God if you're not open to his blessing, to what he's doing in your life. Does that make any sense?
Where are all the men? Literally, I'm so disillusioned by the male population right now because they're all boys. Tell me why the other week the girls and I are... Can the street traffic not, tell me why the other week the girls and I were at the bar and there's this guy with his friend and he was kind of cute, whatever, and he was looking back over at us and we were like, hey, is he gonna do something? Homeboy goes and sits down at the bar and we're like, okay, whatever, forget about it. And then we see he's still just sitting there alone, what? And he'll be he would look back at us and we were like, and it's what, babe, do you want me to, hey babe, you want me to buy you a drink? What do you want? But they literally just think they're the prize or something. And honestly, it's because the girls are making them feel that way. They've been walking up to men and being like, hey, oh. Please stop approaching men. if they want you, they need to come up to you and get it. Because the sassy man apocalypse and they're just princesses. And it's like, yeah, boo, gender rules, boo. But at the same time, it's like inevitable.
Do you think, and go with me here, do you think that he was just enjoying himself? Maybe he didn't feel like being bothered. Maybe he didn't feel like talking to anybody. Maybe he was just looking around and y'all just happened to lock eyes, or he just happened to look your way. How big was the bar? What was the environment? Were y'all in his direct line of sight? Were y'all around him? Y'all the only people around him. Y'all be trying to make it seem like you guys are the center of the universe, and people are just, they're just pining after you. They're just so desperate for you. They just need your love. Like this is the rebirth of the Temptations or something like that. You guys, I'm not saying that y'all are insignificant in terms of life, but you're not that important. You gotta get over yourselves.
Hey everybody. So my question is, where are the men? Okay. And I'm married, okay, but my sister, y'all, is gorgeous. Two beautiful sisters, smart, educated, wants to be married. And the women in my church, our church is full of beautiful Christian saved women. And I'm not just saying beautiful as passing. I mean physically pretty and smart and educated, well-spoken. They don't have the attitude, I don't need no man. None of that is going on. These women want to be married. And I'm like, where are the men? And so I'm going to talk about this more later, but where are the men at? Where are y'all? Okay, white girls, y'all chime into this. I'm not just talking about black men. I mean men. Okay, good old country boys, the white boys with the dirty hands that they got the pants sagging because they fixing, under your sink or changing the oil in your car. Good old dirty white boys is just working hard at the feed store, working hard. My brothers that are working at McDonald's, Burger King, Brahms, KF, they're just working hard behind the counter. Even some that are professional. My Hispanic brothers, where are y'all at? Are y'all at Home Depot? Are you hanging out at Walmart Supercenter? Where are you? My other sister, we were talking about it, and she goes, well, maybe, women need to be taught how to do this and this. I said, it doesn't matter how the women need to be taught if once they're taught, the men are still not there. Okay? You can get teaching all day how to be a great wife, how to be a great woman. But if there's no man there for you to practice your teaching on, it's still not going to work. So I said, wait a minute, this don't make no sense. Y'all, Sunday, I got so frustrated because our church is so full of physically pretty women who want to be married, who love God. Some are divorced, some have never been married and want to be married. They don't have this attitude, like I told you, I don't need no man. Y'all, we don't even have that going on. They want a good Christian man that loves God and that will love them. They don't even have to make all this money and all this stuff. So my men, if y'all are still thinking that most women just want you with 6 figures, you got to be this tall to have, y'all brothers, this is white, black, Hispanic, Chinese, whatever your race is. A lot of women, y'all, don't even care about that no more. They don't care about that no more. They want you to love God and love them. You don't have to be even, look like Brad Pitt or my baby daddy was, I was hoping, Idris Elba. Now, I'm married, so don't tell my husband I said that, okay? But anyway, or Morris Chestnut. Now, that's who I would have chosen, But he don't have to look like that. Just a good old country, or if you're up in the upper states, just a good man that loves God and loves you. If you got kids, one that loves your kids, that are trustworthy. I don't care if the man just got out of prison, if he's learned his lesson and, did some things he's not proud of, that has completely been changed by the power and the message of God. So men, I want to know, where are you at? I need y'all to show up because there are some beautiful, single, saved women that are needing you, that are looking for you, waiting to be found. I don't know where y'all are, but show up, say, hey, I'm here. I'm single. I love God. If you've been looking for a beautiful, saved woman, even if y'all, it could be in a different state. I don't know how people are meeting people because I've been married for so long. I don't even know how people meet anymore. but Zephyr online. But we got to have the single men who want to find a good woman, and the single women who need to find a good man. Y'all got to connect. Y'all got to connect some way. Y'all got to, I don't know how. If you got an answer, let me know. But I'm a married woman, but it bothers me because I'm surrounded by so many good single women who want to be married. And I'm like, what is going on here? I got family members, educated, beautiful women that want to be married, and I don't know where the men are. So, hey, if y'all know, let me know. Because single men and single women, come on, divorced, whatever your situation, never been married, whatever your situation is, y'all got to link up. Y'all got to connect some way.
Now, you know good and well, these women don't want no plumbers. They don't want nobody working at no feed store. They don't want nobody working at no McDonald's or Burger King or Popeyes. You know good and well. Come on now. You know these women out here don't see no potential in no man. This man got to be making what she make and higher than that. Come on now. Come on now.
I have a serious question. Where are the men? I seriously need to know where they're at. That when you say, hey babe, this on my car isn't working. And they say, all right, mama, let me go check it. Or I'll check it tomorrow morning, and they do it. Or, hey babe, this isn't working. Hey babe, I have a question about this. And they just genuinely take care of you. That's what I need. Or like if you need something financial, supportive, emotional, they're just there. Where are they at? Because I swear this generation is so different. It's so weird. It's so like, I feel like too many men want to be the princess of the relationship. They want to be spoiled. They want to be the spoiled one. They want to be the one that's taken care of. And like, don't get me wrong. I understand traditional values. I really do. And I value that a lot. But like, to me, if I'm cooking, I feel like you should help wash the dishes, or at least offer. Or, you know, I don't mind cleaning up the house. Or picking up your drawers. I don't mind doing that. But you got to do a little bit more than just sit in the house and complain, you know? I feel like in my last relationship, like, I don't mind cooking. I don't mind cleaning. I don't mind washing your clothes, folding it, and putting it away for you. I genuinely work in the mindset of, if I'm with somebody or while I'm dating somebody, I want to try to make their life as easy as possible, right? Like, personally, I work from home. So because I work from home, I have a perk. So like, if I was at my ex-boyfriend's house, I would sit there, and since I'm working from home, I would wash his clothes. I would make sure all the clothes were washed. I would make sure the dishes were washed. I would prepare like dinner. And I genuinely don't mind doing that stuff. And granted, he was a great financial provider. Like if I needed something per se, within reason, he would try to get it to me, or, you know, give it to me, whatever it may be. But outside of that, like, he never washed the dishes. Like, he maybe washed the dishes once, maybe 3 times total in the 2 years that we're together. He maybe like once or twice was like, what do you want to do? Let's go do what you want to do. There was a lot of give and take, but not enough, I guess, that I was taking. Cause like, I don't know, I just come from the mindset that like, hey, I'm trying to make your life easier. And yeah, it is, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm not your mother. I don't want to be your mom. That's not my role in any relationship. Like, I don't want, that's too much responsibility. I don't want to be your mother. Because essentially that's what I become. And I don't want to nag. I'm not a nagger. I'm not a complainer. Like, he would come over my house on the days he had off, and those happened to be my busier days. And you would think he would say, hey babe, do you want me to make you lunch? Since you're here, since I'm here, do you want lunch? Do you want me to go get lunch for you? Knowing that 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna make dinner. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. But then I had like the audacity to like complain about certain things. Like there was one weekend that I was super swamped with like work, and then I didn't have like one day off. I only had one day off that week, and I spent it with my best friend's daughter, taking care of her because she was sick, and they had some things to do with the older child. And I didn't have time to, mind you, she's like 8, so she's young, and she's very like she likes to be around me. She likes to, she's a kid, so she likes the attention. So I genuinely don't mind. So I dedicated that day to her, which is absolutely okay. And I didn't clean up the way I normally do, or like, fix stuff the way I normally do. And he came in, this was a week that he was supposed to stay with me, and he was like, oh my God, this place is a mess. And mind you, it wasn't like dirty, like I don't leave food out anywhere. Maybe there was clothes or, stuff like that, but nothing crazy. And I tend to, when I come into the house, my drop point for a lot of things is my kitchen island. So I would just, come in. I was coming in and dropping. And like when I'm working, I sometimes on Mondays, especially, we don't get a longer break because we're so busy. So I have to, so when I'm there, like it's not like, so I literally talk to patients all day. So I literally have to go back and forth fairly quickly. But like if I'm snacking on something, or if I'm getting water, or if I'm doing this, so sometimes I have to run, grab and go. And he sat there, came into the house, didn't say anything to me, just gave me a package that I had outside, sat down, laid down on the couch, and was like, just stood there on his phone playing a game, right? Watching TV. I'm in my office. I tell him, like, he knows Mondays are stressful. They're my most stressful day. He's aware. So it's like lunchtime. I'm like, hey, are you hungry? He's like, no. I come out of the room for like a second, and I go to cuddle with him because I was like, I wanted to cuddle. And I come, and literally I look at him, and the first thing out his mouth is, this place is a mess. Not hi baby, not I miss you, not how's your day going, not hi my love, nothing. The first thing out of his mouth, knowing everything I went through the weekend, is this place is a mess. So, mind you, for weeks I've been telling him, hey, my windshield wipers don't work. Can you go check on them? Can you go take them to go get checked? Hey, my tire is this. Can you go get that checked? Hey, can you plan a day where we can look at this? Hey, can we plan a day? Or one of the things I love to do is go out and drive around different cities, different suburbs in Illinois, and look at houses. Like, I love looking at bigger houses. Like, it inspires me. And that the next time he came around, I asked him, I said, oh, can we go do this? And he's like, sure. And so I'm excited. I'm getting ready. I'm like, all right, as soon as my job is done, we're going to see this. It's going to be fun. And it's something I really wanted to do with him because I've been talking about it for a long time. It's something I enjoy. And I said, don't worry about it. I'll drive. Like, we have no worries. He would, like, literally maybe not even 30 minutes after, he's like, I'm actually going to go home. He's like, because I'm not doing anything. And I'm like, well, yeah, but we planned on going to do this. And he was like, well, I know, but I want to go home. I'm just gonna go home because I'm not doing anything over here. I said, okay, are you gonna come back to go? And he was like, no. So I'm like, okay. So where are the men that we don't have to like repeat things for? Like windshield wipers? Come on now. It's a safety thing. Windshield wipers, guys. I don't like going into auto shops because I don't like the attention. So where are they at? Where are they at? Because obviously they're not here. Either that or I'm looking in the wrong places. Where do I go? Please tell me, where do I go? Because I'm so not like a social dater. I'm so not a social dater. So let me know in the comments where they're at, because your girl is looking. You,
on the other hand, might have a little bit more of a tough time. What are you up to out here in these streets? Get it together, sis.